Welcome back to us here on Markets Now, and let's take a look at how the markets are faring at this point of time. Sensex marginally in the red right now, the Nifty as well. Let's bring that up for you and see where it's at. It's just at about just under 4,900 as we speak. Now, really, what's pulling the markets down? Metals seeing some amount of profit booking after those fantastic gains coming in yesterday. Oil and gas also, and realties putting pressure on the index. At this point of time, the advanced decline ratio, if we bring it up for you, you'll get a sense really of how the market is panning out, and it's pretty much even as we speak. So really, at this point of time, we could head either way later in the afternoon.
And one stock, let's pick out some stocks then. Escort is the stock to be watching out for. Not doing too much for itself in trade today because the entire auto pack as a whole is not doing too much. We've had Tata Motors in the past doing well, but Escort's right now just about marginally down in the red by about 1%. The auto space is down by just about 3%. Let's get a sense now how the space is doing and how the tractor demand is seeming to be picking up and an outlook for the business. And joining us is Mr. Rohtash Mal, the CEO of Agri Machinery Group and Escorts, who joins us now online from Ludhiana. Mr. Rohtash, thank you so much for joining us. Firstly, let's start off with the demand for tractors, which has been seen on a steady footing over the past few months. Now, we've seen the big wigs like Mahindra and Mahindra of the industry clock decent numbers. How do you see growth panning out for Escorts?
Just like Mahindra, I think the industry itself is seeing a resurgence in demand, and growth rates between 30 to 40% are being seen on a year-on-year basis. For example, the same period of the 4 months of the last year. But these growths are also on the back of lower demand last year. So I would say if you were to normalize demand, growth is probably in the region of 20% or so, 15 to 20%. And that's pretty healthy. And going forward, I do see a resurgence in demand. The crops are looking good. In fact, I'm speaking to you from the fields of Punjab, just passing through. It's very green, and with the minimum support prices, etc., things are looking very good here.
Oh, that's always good to hear, Rohtash. Can you also give us a sense as to how much your market share is currently and what your target would be for the year end?
Our market shares have been consistently improving over the last 12 to 18 months. And while we are currently in the range of 15%, we hope to do much better by the end of the year. We have some aggressive targets, and same time next year we should be able to report some significantly higher percentage numbers.
Right. Rohtash, have you felt any issues in terms of tractor financing? Is the situation getting better?
Unfortunately, no. I do not see much happening on the retail finance side. So therefore, a lot of unorganized finance is finding its way to the farmer. And these tractors are being financed at, therefore, far higher rates of interest, which is not in the long-term health. And therefore, I would urge the retail finance sector, especially the public sector banks, to step in and create far more avenues of finance to this very important sector. Agri GDP is not growing, and the only way to make it grow is to make sure that the farm sector is encouraged in a big way through this and other policy measures.
Now, you've launched the PowerTrack 4455, which marks your entry into the 4-cylinder tractor segment. How big a move is that really, according to you, in terms of market size?
I think it helps us get into the higher horsepower segment. It is already making waves in certain parts of the country, especially where I am speaking to you from. And I think over the next year, we should be able to look at almost about 400 to 500 tractors a month from here.
Right. Rohtash, also, Escort's construction equipment has signed an agreement with a Chinese company for marketing its truck cranes in India. Are we likely to see more alliances like this for your company?
There's a lot of work in progress, but I think a lot of it is premature to speak of. We will announce whatever various moves at some appropriate time in the future. I'm sorry, I have to sound a little cautious, but this is sensitive to some degree.
All right. And just finally, Rohtash, budget around the corner, talk of the fiscal stimulus being rolled back. What kind of impact will Escorts take if that is to happen?
I strongly believe that there will be no rollback of the stimulus package, especially for the farm sector. It would be an extremely retrograde step to take. And therefore, I believe that the government, in all its wisdom, and I do see a lot of wisdom at Krishi Bhavan, will make sure that the stimulus package is not rolled back. On the other side, I'm optimistic that I will see more policy measures towards retail finance. I will see lower rates, at least as low as what cars get. I hope that the government comes in with stimulus for the custom hiring area. So all in all, I'm not looking at a situation where stimulus packages will get rolled back. There may be certain sectors of the economy where the stimulus packages may not make any more meaning. But I do not see any situation where if your farm growth is at 0% or near 0%, this really needs to be peppered. So I'm more optimistic than your question might seem to indicate.
Right. Rohtash, also we are seeing, the possibility of price hikes coming in for commercial vehicles, but on the tractors front, are you seeing a price hike anytime soon?
Yes, there are cost pressures, and we are calibrating them and trying to pass on the minimum possible. It's again work in progress. We're watching the situation very carefully. Steel is going up, rubber is going up, which are high cost inputs for us. Yes, we will be looking at a calibrated increase over the next 60 to 90 days.
All right, Rohtash, thanks so much for joining us and have a great day ahead. It sounds like you are already on your way to doing that. The counter right now, Escorts, is just about 1% in the red as we speak. And let's bring up the next counter we're going to be talking about this morning. We're going to be looking at Ashok Leyland, so again from a related space. Let's bring it up. Also marginally in the red today at about 50, but remember that entire pack did move up yesterday, so some amount of profit booking also coming in. We're going to be joined now by Mr. Sridhar and the CFO at Ashok Leyland to